Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're still continuing with the playlist for IGCSE Edexcel Maths A, where we're doing topic-wise exam questions. In this video, we'll be doing angle of elevation and depression. We don't always get a question for this, but it's best to go through this. So without further delay, let's start with the questions. It says the diagram shows two vertical plane mass AB and CD on horizontal ground. AB is 6.2 meters, AC is 244 meters, and CD is 30.7 meters. Work out the size of the angle of depression of B from D. Give your answer correct to one decimal place. So before we start with the question, you need to know the difference between angle of elevation and depression. Let's say this is where you're standing, and this is an object that you're viewing. So if you're viewing an object upwards, this is your angle of elevation. And if you're looking at an object down, that is your angle of depression. So that's how you distinguish between angle of elevation and depression and draw your diagram accordingly. Over here, we have to work out the size of angle of depression of B from D. So that means we're looking down from D. If we're looking down from D, that means this is our angle. And as you would remember from the previous videos, if two lines are parallel, alternate angles are equal. So this angle is the same as this angle. So this is the angle that we're trying to find. These two lengths are parallel and equal. So that means this is going to be 244 meters. We know AB, we know CD, so you can easily find DB, which is going to be the difference of 30.7 and 6.2. That equals 24.5 meters. So if you notice, we have a right angle triangle where we have the opposite, which is 24.5, and the adjacent, which is 244 meters. So we can use tangent to figure out the angle. So tan theta equals to 24.5 divided by 244. Tan inverse of 24.5 divided by 244. And that is going to give us 5.7, correct to one decimal place. So as you can see, for angle of elevation and depression, the question you will be getting is going to be linked with trigonometry. And it's going to be either Pythagoras or sohcahtoa. Mostly it's going to be sohcahtoa because sohcahtoa uses angles. Pythagoras doesn't use angles, it just uses lengths. So for you to be able to solve these questions correctly, you need to be very familiar with sohcahtoa and the basics of trigonometry. And if you're still confused about those, I'm attaching a link for that because I've already made a video for that in this playlist where we've discussed Pythagoras and sohcahtoa separately. Do check it out. And then if you're still confused about what sohcahtoa is, leave a comment below and I'll try to help you out with that. So now let's move on to the next question. It says the diagram shows two hot air balloons. A is a point on the base of one of the balloons and B is a point on the base of the other balloon. The distance between A and B is 500 meters. The angle of depression of B from A is 23 degrees. Calculate the vertical height of A from B. So very similar to the previous question. From A, we're looking down. So this is the angle. So that means this will be the angle over here. This is your angle of depression. And they want the vertical height from A above B. So this is what we're trying to find. And again, this is a right angle triangle. Theta is given as 23. So let me just write that. This is also 23. So we have the angle, we have the hypotenuse. We have to find the opposite. So we'll use sine. Sine 23 equals to x over 500. Cross multiply. 500 times sine 23 equals to x. So plug this in the calculator. That's 195.5 4 meters, correct to 1 decimal place. That is the vertical height of A above B. So as you can see, they're very simple, direct questions. It's just like you applying one trig ratio and then finding the missing information. That's it. Not a lot going on in these questions, and they're also like 3 marks, so very simple. Then this one says a diagram shows a vertical cliff with the vertical radio mass on top of the cliff and a buoy in the sea. The height of the cliff is 100 meters. The buoy is at the point B, that is D meters from the base of the cliff. The angle of elevation from B to the top of the cliff is 20 degrees. Calculate the value of D. So they've literally drawn the diagram for you. They've given everything. You just have to find the value of D using the trig ratio. So as you can see, we have the opposite. You have to find the adjacent. And what we have is the angle. So tan 20 equals to 100 divided by D. D equals to 100 divided by tan 20, and that equals 274.7. They want the answer correct to 3 significant figures, so that's going to be 275 meters. Then the point A at the top of the radio mass is vertically above the top of the cliff. The angle of elevation from B to A is 25. So this entire angle is 25. Calculate the height of the radio mass. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So as you can see, the base length, which is D, is going to be the same, and we already found that. So using this value of D and the angle, we find the total length now, including the radio mass. Then we subtract 100 from that to get the height of the radio mass itself. So let me just highlight it. This is what we will find first, and then we will subtract 100 from it to find this, because this is what the answer is going to be. So tan of 25 equals to opposite, which is going to be x over here, divided by D, which is 275. So 275 times tan of 25 gives us 128.23 meters. So now for the height, we will do 128.23 minus 100, which is 28.23. You want the answer correct to 3 significant figures, so that's 28.2 meters. That is the height of the radio mass. Then the next one says a diagram shows a triangle ABC and a flagpole BF. A, B, and C are points on the horizontal ground. BF is vertical, AB is 9, BC is 11, and AC is 16. D is the point on AC such that the angle BDC is 90 degrees. Work out the size of the angle of elevation of the point F from the point D if your answer correct to 1 decimal place. So it says that D is the point on AC such that the angle BDC is 90 degrees. So you can say this is our point D. So first, to figure out the angle of elevation of the point F from point D, we need this. This is the angle I need to find. So first, as you can see, the base triangle ABC is a non-right angle triangle, and all 3 lengths are given. If all 3 lengths are given, that means we can use the cosine rule to figure out any of the missing angles. I'm going to start with finding this angle over here. You can also find angle C. Either way, it's going to be correct. So if I use this triangle to find angle A, our formula is going to be cos of A equals to R AB squared plus AC squared minus BC squared divided by 2 times AB times AC. This is the cosine rule this is the formula for the cosine rule that we'll use because we're trying to find the angle. So let's substitute the values. So that's 9 squared plus 16 squared minus 11 squared over 2 times 9 times 16. And that gives cos A as 0.75. And then A is going to be cos inverse of 0.75, which equals 41.4. So this is 41.4. Now we use this angle to find the length of BD, because if this is a right angle triangle, this is also a right angle triangle. So we have to find BD. We have the angle, we have the hypotenuse, so we'll use sine. So since BD is the opposite of this triangle, we have the angle, we have the hypotenuse, so we'll use sine of 41.4 equals to BD over 9. So 9 times sine 41.4, which gives us 5.95 meters for BD. So to find the angle of elevation, we have the opposite, we have the adjacent. So tan theta equals to 10 divided by 5.95. Theta is going to be tan inverse of 10 divided by 5.95, 59.2 degrees. That is the angle of elevation of the point F from point T. And with that, we're done with the questions for angle of elevation and depression. As you can see in this video, we talked about sohcahtoa, which is the basics of trigonometry. Then we shifted to sine rule and then we shifted to the cosine rule. So during this video, as you can see, for angle of elevation depression, you can get like different type of trigonometry questions. They can give you a question where you have to use sohcahtoa, which is the basics of trigonometry, or they can give you an advanced question like this one, where you're supposed to use either the cosine rule or sine rule to figure out what the angle of elevation or depression will be. So for you to successfully solve these questions, you need to have good knowledge about the basics of trigonometry, the different branches of trigonometry, and how to apply them. So if you're someone who's still struggling with preparing for your IGCSEs in November or like in May or June, check out this playlist, which has videos divided topic-wise using exam questions. And if you're still struggling anywhere, leave a comment below and I'll help you out.